Good evening. Welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. We just got back a little while ago from our trip to Tagbilaran, and we stayed with some new friends, subscriber Tim, who got in touch with me a little while ago, and we were going to meet, and then he's staying at a resort where his girlfriend is involved on a family basis there, and so he invited Beth and I, and we went up and had a couple of days. Well, that was really a really welcome rest, especially for Beth, because she's been handling most of the travel down to the road and to Taliban and uploading videos by herself or with a couple of kids for company, and generally it's been tough on her. Well, in answer to one question who said, "I thought that you weren't allowed to drive." Well, I wasn't allowed to drive, that was right. I wasn't allowed to drive. And then we started talking about it, and was saying that I feel pretty good. So why would we not start driving? Well, Beth, who is ruthless on carrying out the doctor's orders, suggested that we just emailed the doctor. So that's what we did. I said, "I'm doing good. Can I start driving, please, sir?" And he wrote back and said, "You can start doing, from what you tell me, you can start doing all of your normal life duties, including driving." So we obviously took it easy going down the road, because it is an absolute pig of a road, right down to the city road. After that it's just normal hard driving on a normal concrete road. So yes, we're back driving, and that was on Thursday. We contacted while we were in Taliban. I was having a day out when we started talking about how I felt. Then we got the quick message back, a quick response back from the doctor, who said, "Go ahead." So we went up, picked up the little red truck, brought it home, and then Friday morning, an early start, we were kind of out the door by, I don't know, maybe 6 o'clock or something, or a little after that, and on our way to Tagbilaran, and that's what we did. So we haven't been doing too much on the site. One of those funny potential misunderstandings where between a foreigner and without the benefit of language and his Filipino wife. So I'm coming back. We're on our way back from Tagbilaran, and I look over at Beth, and she's sitting next to me in the truck, and I say, we haven't put any videos up over the last couple of days? No. So I said, "But while we were away, you were editing stuff and putting up videos." "Yes." Well, which is it? Have we put videos up or not put videos? Well, we put 2 up yesterday and 1 up today. "But you said we haven't put any videos up." "No." "Well, did you say we've put videos up or not?" So she said, "Yes." So, well, which is it? Did we put videos up? "Yes." So, well, can you explain something to me, because I'm a little bit puzzled here. What if we put a couple of videos up yesterday or the other day, and then another one up or 2 today? Why did you say that we didn't put any videos up? "Well, we usually put 9 or 10 videos up, and so 1 or 2 doesn't mean very much to me." See, it's all in the language. Well, anyway, so what are we looking at? We're actually looking at, tomorrow we're going, and we're going to have a look at some trucks. And that's been the dominant thing for us, thinking about that, because yesterday we went and we had a look at we had a look at one truck. Actually, that's what it really boiled down to, one truck, which was a Kia, and as we said, the price was 480,000. Well, the problem with putting up videos as you go along is that people then think that you've decided on something. Well, if you've gone out and shopped for a truck, you go through, or any kind of a vehicle, you go through various stages of looking, thinking that you can afford something, deciding that you can't, then working out a way that you can, and then reality coming around and saying, no, I can't after all. And you have a fight between what you want and what you need, and then you have another fight internally between what you can afford and what you can't, and there's all kinds of decisions being made all along the way. And if you're involved in a marriage where there is equal partnership, equal say, then the other person is is going backwards and forwards on what they want and what they can't have or can have. And for a while there, Beth is looking at the internet, and then she starts seeing these rather lovely trucks for the price that we've been talking about paying for a real utilities truck, a hard goods truck, which would do the work that we want to do, which is usually loading a great many children and a great many adults, passengers, into whatever vehicle we have. And that has been the Little Red so far, which is suffering badly and crunking and clonking and clanking and not doing too well. So that led us to say, we're going to have to bite the bullet, and we're going to have to get another truck. Well, when people give us well-intentioned advice, and some of it is great, and some of it is obvious, and some of it not so obvious, and some of it makes us think, and some of it doesn't. Well, the point is that you as a viewer, whoever you are, if you've looked at another video where we're looking at the truck, well, we've taken you as a viewer on another excursion where we went in to Taliban and we talked to the salesman, and he was, to say that he wasn't motivated would be a huge understatement. Didn't appear to have very much interest in selling a truck at all, until finally I went in and I spoke to a young woman who appeared to be in more of maybe more of an administrative position than the salesman was, and I said, look, do you want to sell a truck? Yes, sir. I said, well, coincidentally, we want to buy one, and wouldn't that be ideal? You could sell us a truck. Yes, sir, that would, yes, wonderful. Well, she didn't say wonderful, she said, yeah, yes. So I said, why don't you take down our number, which you've done in the past, and just text us when you have a truck, and we'll come down, and as long as it's a good truck and good value, we'll buy that truck. So, okay, and she took the number down, and that was the last we heard of it, and that was well over a month ago, probably 6 weeks ago, no word. So when Beth was looking, and she's looking on the internet, and all kinds of stuff is being pulled up for actually as far away as Manila, which is no good to us, of course. In fact, somebody said, why don't you go to Manila on one of your trips? Well, we don't do any trips to Manila. It's quite expensive to go to Manila. It's a 15 or 20,000 peso cost tag on that. So we don't actually do it. And Manila is not my favourite city. It's one of those where you have to take, as I've said before, you have to take a cab to get from one side of the road to the other. The chicken doesn't cross the road in Manila, it gets a cab. So then on top of that, if we went to Manila, we would have extra costs. We'd have the cost of getting there, we'd have the cost of staying, we'd have the cost of eating and having taxis and all of that in order to look around. And then having made a deal, we would then have the cost of getting the truck back to Bohol. So we could do, as I suppose, what we did with the Volkswagen, and we could drive it back, but that was something that we hadn't thought of doing. And anyway, if anything goes wrong, where do we take it on that? They may do, well, the man that we talked to yesterday said we do a 2-month, or was it 3-month guarantee. And so we decided, no, Manila is no good. But of course, we saw some wonderful cars in Manila, some wonderful trucks. Now, as always, if you've ever bought a house, you'll know how things escalate. You go from that one-room, tiny little house that you can afford to the 5-bedroomed mansion that you would just love to live in. And things have a way of escalating. So, while we're escalating, we're looking and saying, well, gosh, we could actually have, for the same price, we could have a Mitsubishi 4x4 diesel truck with power steering, AC, CD player, you know, the old bells and whistles, and we could have that instead of this utility truck that we're thinking of buying. But finally, reality comes around and we have to look at the mission. Well, our mission is, right now, our mission is that we work 24/7 to help. And apart from that, we do our channel and we work 24/7 on doing that. So that brings us around to reality. And we're back to looking at something like the what here in this country is called a bongo. And it's a larger version. It's about on the same chassis as a cargo truck. I don't know what that would equate to, a medium, well, a medium-sized pickup truck in America probably. So we're back to looking at that, and we're actually going to go tomorrow and have a look. So we're leaving early tomorrow to go to Cebu, and that will be the next video that you'll be seeing, that we'll be going around. And anyway, that's it for this little video, just to give you an update on that. And this is a foreigner in the Philippines. Thanks for looking in, looking at that terrible guilt-ridden thing, the clock that's on this little camera, and it says I've been on for nearly 15 or 13 minutes, so I better get